ever walked into a teenager's room without knocking or walked into the bathroom without checking if they were in there? If yes, then this is for you. My name is Claire Mika, and today with me I have
Iris.
and we're going to be talking about a teenager's need for privacy. So to begin, Iris, do you think teenagers need privacy?
Well, yes, I think everyone needs
Yeah,
privacy.
me too. I think we need privacy. And why do you think we need privacy?
Well, at this time, yeah, we're transitioning from child to adult. So I think it's really important that we have space to become our own person.
Deep. And I also think you can call teenage years formative years because like this is when you learn to be who you are. And like I always hear people say like life doesn't end at 25. And like that's very valid because no, that's not valid because like you shouldn't make mistakes. Like there's some mistakes that you can't make in your 20s.
Yeah.
You should make them in your, teenage years.
Like while you're young.
I'm not saying you should ruin your life, but like, there's room for mistakes. Now, like what are the limits to privacy?
Um, okay, yeah, you should have your privacy, but you shouldn't keep everything to yourself. Like, there's some things other people should know about you, your parents should know about you, so they can help you. Like, for instance, if you have like mental health issues, that's not something you can deal with alone, and it's not something you should deal with alone. So you should open up to people, like people you consider respectful.
Deep. And also, like, there's some things that you're not going through alone. And if you keep them to yourself, you think that you're going through them alone. So I think sometimes, like Iris said, it's good to open up and talk, and it has to be someone that you trust. If not, you get betrayed, and that's like brand new,
Yeah.
brand new trauma. So, like, do you think adults respect our privacy?
Um, and for me, my parents do very much. Yes, they give me my space, and but when they need to, they step in.
Definitely. Me too, because like I have just one parent and it's always been me and her. So I won't say she hasn't really had the choice because most of the time we have to sleep together because it's just me and her. So I won't say I've had privacy, but like she tries her best. It's not really her fault. Now, what do you think about parents like checking our phones?
Well, I don't think you should, because it's giving your child the impression that you don't trust them, you don't have you don't think they can do anything on their own. Like you're always hovering over them. It's kind of a sketch.
Like for me, if I have two answers, if I want to answer with my church mind, I would say like, of course, check your child's phone. But then realistically, I don't think so. Because as a parent, you're going to start to look like a police officer and you're going to make your child feel like anxious to be around you all the time. And like I always say, like, ignorance is bliss. You should, I'm not saying you shouldn't know anything, but there's some things that you don't have to know. Like my mom, whenever she has my phone, you know that thing that parents always like scroll through your phone after you show them just one picture. My mom is like if she might just scroll like 3 times and then she'll be like, please don't worry, I'm not interested in you people's gossip because I know you guys go like she leaves room for that. Like she knows that obviously we might have some conversations that parents should not read, not like it's anything bad, but just that's not for you, mom.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you should understand there are some things that are just not for you. Ignorance is bliss, like I said.
Ignorance is bliss. Like there was this time I had a friend. She didn't do anything wrong, but I think her brother did something wrong, and her mom decided to check his phone and found some stuff. But when she checked her own phone, like there was nothing there, like there was nothing wrong.
But did her brother get in trouble?
Well, yes.
What did she see on the phone?
I don't think I can talk about it.
Oh,
I'm not saying you should check your children's phones, but like know your child.
Know your child. Word, because like there's some parents who can fight with everything they have that, oh, this is not my child, this is not my child. Just know your child. Like, know what your child can and can't say. Like, my mom, she always says, like, if she gets a call from school now and they say, oh, Claire did that, she's going to second guess. But if they say, Claire said this about somebody, she'll say, I know. I'm coming to pick her up because my mouth is very, 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 very bad. And like, apart from checking phones, there's another thing my mom does that is definitely an invasion of my privacy. She like stalks my friends. And like, not stalking, but she knows what she does. She'll just be like, oh, I saw that this your friend. And I'm like, how do you know that? And she's like, oh, I know, I'm an amable mom. I'm like, don't give it a name. It's not cool. It's not right. Like, there's even some parents who like at my birthday party, there's this guy, his mom like parked outside for the whole of the party.
Like, there wasn't a parent section.
No, so she like parked
just staring
outside.
at everything.
And I'm just like, I don't know. Trust your kid to a certain extent.
It's
like
a birthday party. Come on. It's a birthday party. Like, come on. What are they going to do? Like, the celebrant's parents are there organizing the event. So
it should be enough. Even if like your kids want to go to like a restaurant with their friends. You can know their friends. Like, just be sure of the friends that your child is going to meet. And I feel like if a mom calls and you verified that it's I have a story. Sometimes parents are not wrong for doing these things, because there was somebody that I met online and she was like, oh, we should meet each other. And I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. But you have to call my mom first, because like, I met you online just to be safe and all. Like, just tell your mom to call my mom, blah, blah. She was like, oh, okay. Like, she was avoiding her mom calling my mom. She was like, oh, okay, I'll call your mom. I was like, okay, no problem. But, like, your mom still has to call. She was like, oh, no, don't worry. I'll speak to her. So, she called my mom. And my mom was like, oh, your friend just called me. She said you guys met online. That's so nice. That, she said you guys want to meet up. And I've heard her. She sounds like somebody that you like. I can see the vibe, blah, blah, blah. And then this babe was like, oh, okay. I just spoke to your mom, but your mom said that my mom still has to call. I'll get my mom to call. And I'm like, she was sounding very sketchy about it. Only for my mom to call me like a couple minutes later. And she was like, imagine. Thank God that I prayed. Thank God. And I'm like, what's going on? And she was like, do you know that your friend, she got a fellow teenager, like somebody like 18 or 19, to call my mom and act like her own mom?
Wow.
And I was like,
what was her reason?
I don't know, like, why can't your mom just call? And then she started opening up to me about how, oh no, don't worry, when you come, we'll just stand by the gate. You guys can't come to my house, like, we'll just stand by the gate. And I was like, is this a kidnapping scheme? Like, what? Like, what? So, like, sometimes...
So you were meant to stand out, like, outside gates for, like, God knows how many
Not
hours?
even the gate of a house. The gate of the estate.
Oh.
So I think it's sometimes, as a parent, maybe you should try. Yeah, like, actually, like, you know,
like, just get to know what's going on in your child's life.
In your child's life,
but
exactly.
Don't overstep.
Exactly. Don't overstep. Like, my mom, she just, I don't know. She just, like, okay, now, in a situation like that, there's different ways a parent could react. Like, a parent could just come to their child's room and be like, see the kind of bad friends you're keeping, blah, 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 blah. But then you could also, like, be on your child's side. Like, oh, can you imagine? That's why it's good to verify the kind of friends that you're having.
Like, involve your parents.
Exactly. Yeah.
So for teenagers, also involve your parents.
Yeah, because imagine if I didn't tell my mom and I just found a way to go meet her. And for the girl, get your mom to actually start calling people. Don't be lying.
Exactly. And why can't I stay at your house? Why do we?
Why do you have to stay at the estate gate? But like, on the other hand, if you're too involved, like if you become overbearing, it can actually lead them to hide stuff from you.
Yeah, like once you've overstepped that boundary, they'll be like, okay, you know what?
Exactly. Since she wants to be smart.
Yeah.
I'm smarter, which is very, I don't know, it can lead to a lot of rubbish.
Like, it's not a very effective parenting tactic, like being overbearing.
Definitely. Because like I have like friends who have overbearing parents, and I swear they're the worst ones. Like they're the worst ones because even like I'm no shade to like children of pastors, but then in right
Yeah, that's the one.
in the most Christian household, and if you notice like the place where there's the most rules, exactly, like all girls Catholic schools, all boys Catholic schools, the worst things happen. So like just use that as an example. You can see that any foundation, any place, any household where there's too many rules, it leads to commotion.
Happening.
So just like the
There should be moderation in
yeah,
everything.
exactly.
Moderation in the privacy you give your child and moderation in the limits you set.
Exactly. Just don't be a problem. Not like your child has friends over. That's when you're now. Oh, you guys, just Zukwani.
Yeah. Like, even if, like, they might not like us as teenagers, because we obviously want to do a lot of stuff, like have fun and go out. And when you tell us not to, even if you have your very good reasons, we might be like, what's the problem? Like, why?
But then, yeah, exactly. And try to give a reason for everything. Because, like, when it's not like we're saying that you owe us an explanation, but
like,
then
just help us understand why.
right, and you can maybe like state an instance like, oh, when I was in secondary school, I had a friend who, just
make
let us know that
relatable, so
exactly. Not that you be, when I was in my class, like I have, exactly, and like some parents actually like download parental control apps. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's okay for some ages if you want your child to have a phone at a young age so you can like communicate with them when they go to their friend's place or when they go for a party or something. That's fine. But like at a certain age, you should give them that space.
What's that age?
Like maybe from like 15.
15. Yeah.
In my opinion.
15, 16. Yeah, 15, 16. Because now that I'm like, whenever I deep it, I look at when I was like 11, 12, 13, and I'm like, you shouldn't have been doing that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have been saying that. So now, like, of course, at that time, I felt like, I know what to do. Exactly. Just, I shouldn't have been doing that. So I think maybe like 15 or 16 is a good age because now that I'm that age, I feel like, I'm more aware and I should have been more careful about some things at that age. So I think parental control apps are a bit, they make sense at that age. Yeah. Okay, so do you have any tips for parents or adults who want to take parental control without like violating their kids?
I think we've made some points like already, but just to add to that, I think you should keep your children aware, like before they go out and discover it for themselves. Like, don't just tell them, oh, don't do this, don't do that. Like, explain to them why. Like, drinking, for instance. Like, there's someone I know, like, their parents test their tolerance at home before they go out and do nonsense and all. So, like, just keep them aware, like, let them know and let them understand, like, instill them with those morals first so that you'll be able to trust them. Like, you know yourself, you've done your job, so you can trust your child to behave themselves when they go out.
Yeah. And I think you should understand that curiosity is a thing. Don't make it look like your child shouldn't have these questions. Obviously, my brain is working.
Yeah.
I'm a growing person. Obviously, I'm going to be curious about some things. So please understand that curiosity is a thing. And don't shame somebody for having a question about something. Like if your child wants to ask you about, oh, I like a boy. Don't make it look like at your age. Why you like, of course, entertaining and be like my mom and I were talking about something. She was like, oh, that some parents don't understand that everybody has a crush. And then she mentioned something about like how like even people that are like in the LGBT, like she
Yeah.
even mentioned that even them they have crushes, and just like understand that your child can be curious and be open to it. Don't shut them out, because if you shut them out, they're going to get answers somewhere else, and the somewhere else won't always be a good place, and it can land them into trouble, which will land you into trouble.
Yeah.
Any other tips?
Don't shame your children for their experiences, because don't forget they're also their own person. They're not you, and they're not their friends. They're not their classmates. Like, don't compare them.
Yeah, don't compare, because comparison is very, I don't know, it can lead you to do, yeah, it can lead you to do very terrible things, because like you might start wanting to like live, breathe, eat like this person, which what works for somebody else cannot always work for you. And also, like, don't compare yourself to other parents, because this is what this parent is doing for their child, and their child is like excelling. You don't have to copy that for your own child. Understand that everybody is different.
Everyone has different strengths.
Exactly.
Different weaknesses.
The same way your child is not the same as another child, it's the same way you are not the same as another parent. So just be careful and understand what works for you and your household. Yeah.
And communication.
Just communication. Effective communication. Not interrogation. Communication. Yeah.
Like both parties are.
Yeah, exactly. Communication. Yeah. I think we're good. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share. So if you're a parent watching this, you can send this to your child just as, I don't know, something that can help you guys initiate that conversation. And if you're a teenager watching this, you can send this to your parents, send it to your uncle, to send it to his own kids, just for you guys to have this conversation. Because I know it can be hard to bring stuff like this up. Yeah, thank you for watching, and bye. Bye.